Okay, Larry, I'm up on your roof right now. I'm going to take a video for you so that you can see from my perspective what I'm looking at and what I want to share with you as if you're right here with me. I'll start with what you originally pointed out. I can see the seam here that they caulked that you mentioned. Now, I really don't believe this is what's causing your interior leak on the wall. I'll tell you why. Might have this contributed to water getting in. Very, very small chance. But again, you have not only metal here, but you have metal behind it too. So even if it gets in the seam, it's not even getting on the fascia wood. And then not to mention there's also that board, that fascia board, an entire overhang it would have to travel through in water. I mean, even with wind-driven rain, traveling all the way in that direction and up, very unlikely. Could they have done this better? Yes. We can see here the metal's tucked under the drip edge properly. And as you go down, it starts to kind of hang down. So water is getting, you know, in this. And even when it's going down the drip edge, probably working its way behind here. This is not what's causing an interior leak though, because the leak inside is about here when you account for this overhang. So when I looked at the roof, it all made sense. It also doesn't help that they went over this roof. They put plywood on top of another roof. Not very good idea. And this is not you to blame. It's this clearly hasn't been touched like the rest of the roof that you had done. The rest of it looks fine. Everything's good, up to par here. But this has been left untouched. And there's a few things going on here that are of concern. We can see the actual framing starting to sag, so there's clearly been water damage, and water will follow the path of least resistance. So if it's getting in anywhere on this roof, it's going to travel down a beam, most likely drop at a seam or at the lowest point. That would make sense why it's showing up inside. You also have multiple layers of roofing, so that may or may not be the reason why that you don't see a ton of interior damage. It's got to get through this layer of roofing, plywood, another layer of roofing before you see it inside. Now, biggest thing is there should not be shingles here. I would never put shingles on a low pitch roof like this. They're not meant to hold ponding water. They're meant to shed water. That's why they're great for sloped roofs, not low pitch roofs. You'd want something similar to what you have down here. Now they've coated this, it's older, but the idea is you want this rolled roofing. So this will hold ponding water much better, and it will be able to accommodate this sort of section here. I'd say we need to take this off, do it right, because like I said, you're not seeing a ton of damage inside, but it's only inevitable because right now, it's not to mention, we take this off, we're gonna find rotted plywood, framing that's gonna have to get sistered already. So I'd hate to have actual interior damage, or I'm sorry, rather you wait until it becomes that big of an issue. That stuff's a nightmare to deal with. I'd rather just get this squared away for you, do it right the first time, and call it a day. So I'll put together some game plans. We'll get this thing squared away and all taken care of for you.